Hello everyone, as you saw from the title, this is another good, bad, ugly, underrated, and overrated. Today we're here to talk a little bit about the house of Bond number 9. Stay right there, it's coming up right now. So the house of Bond number 9 was founded by the connoisseur and seasoned perfumer Laurice Hamet. And this house was founded in 2003. What she did, she basically took all the most famous and prominent landmarks in New York City and turned them into bottles and perfumes that are very innovative, and some of them even ahead of their time. The actual original boutique is located in New York City in NoHo at 9 Bond Street, hence the name Bond number 9. And in spite of being a great perfumer, Laurice Hamet has also collaborated with many great perfumers such as David Arpels, Maurice Roussel, just to name a couple. If you go through like Fragrant, for example, you'll see that she has made a ton of great fragrances with a lot of renowned perfumers. I really love what she does with the bottles. I think the design itself is probably among my top, I'd say my top 5 most beautiful and innovative looking bottles that I own. I really enjoy what she did with the bottle design. I think it was really cool and really nice looking. So enough blabber, let's jump into the good, the bad, the ugly, the underrated and overrated of the house of Bond number 9. Now these are just the ones that I own, and again, the house of Bond has over 113 bottles in their current portfolio and lineup. So I'm really barely scratching the surface with my 18 bottles here, which I think are really great for my taste. But you know, if there's anything here that I don't have that you guys think I should check out, again, comment down below. Let's jump into it. Let's do it. All right, so let's tackle the house of Bond number 9, as we always do, the good, the bad, the ugly, the underrated, and overrated. And what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna start from this side right here with West Side and work my way all the way up until we get to Bleecker Street. Let's do it. So I'm not gonna get really crazy into the notes and all that stuff, longevity, projection. I'm gonna give you a snippet on each one of these fragrances. I'm gonna go from one side to the next like I always do. And then at the end, I'll give you the good, the bad, the ugly, the underrated, and overrated from what I have and from my taste on this house. So let's do it. So the first one we're gonna be looking at is West Side. So West Side is an amazing woody floral musk that's very rosy. It's got a real nice rose amber kind of thing going on here. It's a little bit gourmandish. And it's definitely a unisex fragrance that is just amazing. This one here is very seductive and very playful, and it's also unisex, so anyone can rock this. This one is New Hollom. This one here, probably the one that put Bond number 9 into the Fragcom. It's definitely a phenomenal gourmand fragrance. The nose behind it is Maurice Roussel. This is a lavender bomb with gourmandish nuances. You got the pancake, coffee and syrup, maple syrup kind of thing going on. Just an amazing gourmand, again, unisex, in an amazing scent from Bond number 9, New Hollom. Next up we have Riverside Drive. Now Riverside Drive is compared to many to Green Irish Tweed. I think this is a fruitier, more herbaceous melange of, this is like a melange of fruits and herbs. Not quite exactly like Green Irish Tweed. I would say this is more of an earthier, spicier version of GIT, Green Irish Tweed. So if you like Green Irish Tweed and you wanted something a little earthier, a little spicier, definitely check this one out, Riverside Drive. Next up we have Centerpiece for Him. Now this is a taster, so hence the fact that there's no cap and no bow tie. Not as nice presentation as the full presentation, but the scent itself is amazing. Despite the fact that this is a taster. So this is a fruity aromatic composition compared to many to Creed Aventus. If you like Aventus but you wanted something less smoky, more fruity, this is the way to go. And it's also kind of similar to Cedrat Bois from Mancetta, and very comparable, but also, I would say this is a little sweeter and a little bit muskier than Cedrat Bois. I think Cedrat Bois is definitely the fruitiest one of the three. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a range so you can figure out what this smells like. Again, a great scent, awesome, more masculine, but a great office, everyday signature scent. This one is Perfumista Avenue. Now just look into the bottle, it gives you a feminine connotation, and that's kind of true. This is a rosy, ambery, a little bit floral kind of composition. Definitely more feminine. My wife likes this fragrance a lot and I like it on her, but on a cool day, I can also pull this off. But again, yes, this is more on the feminine side of things, but definitely one to not dismiss, one to check out. If you like sweet, floral, a little bit ambery scents, you will love Perfumista Avenue. Now, Hot Always is a rich, animalic, warm, a little bit gourmandish kind of scent. The animalic's definitely present here. I think there's civet in the notes. There's some sweetness going on. It's just an amazing fall winter scent that, if you haven't tried, definitely one of the ones to really look into from the house of Bond number 9. A staple in my fall winter rotation. Hot Always from Bond number 9. Next up, we have Bond number 9, Andy Warhol. Now, if you're in the frag com, you've seen this mug before. This is a phenomenal scent, arguably one of the most sought for Bond number 9 fragrances at this point. It was sadly discontinued. If you like oud and plum, if you like plum, if you like oud, it's a perfect combination of both. The oud here is not medicinal, it's not in your face or, offensive, and the plum is just creamy, inviting, very oriental kind of scent. A beautiful melange. Andy Warhol, again, discontinued, but if you can get your nose on this, definitely pick this up. You will not regret. Next up, we have Brooklyn. That's a aromatic, green, spicy kind of scent. Definitely unisex. Very inviting, great for office settings. You can wear this casual, you can dress it up, dress it down, unisex, you name it. Very great one for compliments as well. And one of the ones that are really underrated from this brand, you don't hear much about, but definitely want to check out. Brooklyn from Bond number 9. Next up, we have Eau de New York, Water of New York. Now this here is spring and summer in the bottle. This fragrance has one of the best neroli notes in the game. Very natural, very opulent, very inviting, great for a hot, muggy summer day or a hot spring day for that matter. I love the scent in the hot weather. It's one that I cannot do without. For the past 3+ years, it's been a staple in my rotation in the hot days. So check it out if you haven't. A phenomenal citrus. This one here is sparkling, citrus, and very vibrant. Cannot do summer without this scent. New York Amber is a great rose and oud and amber combo. If you like those 3 notes, this one here is just done to perfection. It almost gives you off a petroleum kind of vibe that you get with Dior's Fahrenheit, but this one here is a lot more, this one here is really strong and a lot more opulent and resinous. One spray of this here, it's like a bomb. It'll last the whole day, it'll project and last like crazy. You gotta really be careful with this one. This one here, only pull it out in the winter time, not even in the fall. It's really strong, but it's a really unique scent that it's definitely worth of trying. So New York Amber from Bond number 9. Let's go to the next one. Next up, we have New York Musk. Now this one here to me is probably the most daring from the ones that I own, along with Amber, but I think this one here takes the cake. It's very earthy, very resinous, very musk, and a bit animalic. In the beginning, you're gonna get a real nice fruity black currant note, but that will quickly dissipate and make room for this earthy, kind of skanky, musky accord that will last throughout the whole life of the fragrance. And this is another one that's atomic projection and longevity. So you got to really be careful with the trigger here. And this is another one that I can only do in the winter time. New York Musk from Bond number 9. Next up, we have Cooper Square. Now this one here is a perfect boozy fougere. If you like the fougere kind of genre, but you wanted something a little bit more opulent with a boozy cognac accord, this does it perfect. I love this for dressier occasions, office, when I'm giving presentations, meetings. Just an amazing scent, Cooper Square. Again, it's if you're familiar with Calvin from Calvin Klein, from I think the 80s, this one here is kind of like that scent with a little oriental kick to it. Great fragrance, Cooper Square. I love New York for All as a great gourmand scent that I love to wear around the holidays. Especially, it's like Christmas in a bottle. It's got a really nice accord of roasted chestnuts in here, and then a beautiful cocoa, vanilla, roasted coffee that envelops that chestnut. An amazing gourmand. If you love gourmands, this one here is probably the best gourmand offerings from the house. Now, Great Jones, when you first spray this fragrance, what first comes to mind is tradition and class, a timeless class. If you want to compare this to something, the one thing that this reminds me of is Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, the original from, I believe, 1978. This is not aged. Bond gave this a real nice, modern, infusion of notes in here that made this quite nice. So you're gonna get the tradition and timeless effect with this fragrance, and it's still, very becoming. It's good for nowadays. So Great Jones, definitely a great one to wear. If you have that taste for more mature scents, check this one out. So New York is a very luscious scent. It's a combination of cocoa, plum, and coffee. That's about it. Not many notes are listed, but they're blended to perfection. This is another gourmand that's great for the fall and winter. One that you don't hear much about, but definitely one that's deserving of attention. So New York from Bond number 9. Next up we have Silver Bond. Now Silver Bond is the old Silver Factory, which was an Andy Warhol fragrance, but since Bond broke the contract with Andy Warhol, they had to re-release a lot of these fragrances with different packaging. Unfortunately, Andy Warhol, the self-titled one with the face, was totally discontinued. This one here was re-released, not as strong as the older presentation, but still a phenomenal incense-based scent. If you like those kind of smoky, fruity scents, this one here will rock your socks off. Definitely want to check out. Now, Shay Bond is a very aromatic type scent, very herbaceous, very similar to Green Irish Tweed. You know, we talked about Riverside Drive. That one has more herbs and some vegetables, very herbaceous. This one here is sweeter. So if you like Green Irish Tweed, but you wanted something a little sweeter, definitely try Shay Bond. You're gonna get that Green Irish Tweed kind of scent with added sweetness to it. And this one here is not sharp at all. It's actually even creamier than Green Irish Tweed. So if you like Green Irish Tweed and you wanted something with, you know, the creaminess that you get with sandalwood and a little fruitier, definitely try out Shay Bond. Last but not least, we have Bleecker Street. The sunny blueberries enveloped by cinnamon. Great scent. I love this in springtime. This one here is a crowd pleaser. Probably one of the best sellers from the brand. This one here, very inviting, very alluring, unisex, and also a very good fragrance for compliments. Does phenomenal in the office setting, could be a signature all year round scent. Now these are the compositions that I own currently from this house. Let me give you guys what I think is the good, the bad, the ugly, the underrated, and overrated from what I have. Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the good from this house is definitely gonna go to Bleecker Street. So the good goes to Bleecker Street. The reason why is because this is universally loved and appreciated. It's a gender-free scent that's uniquely blended, very exotic, and very appealing. So the good definitely goes to Bleecker Street. Let's talk about the bad now. And the bad goes to none other than Bond number 9's Andy Warhol. So the bad goes to Andy Warhol, not because it's a bad scent. Quite the contrary, it's an amazing scent, it's beautifully made, it's quite the masterpiece, but it was sadly discontinued. It's getting harder and harder to find, and the price tag on it just keeps rising up. That's why it gets the bad award here. Let's talk about the ugly. The ugly goes to Shay Bond. The reason why Shay Bond gets the ugly, it's because it's not unique enough to warrant or justify the price tag. There's other options out there. If you like Green Irish Tweed, if you like, I can go on and on and on. There's a lot of great scents that will get you smelling like Shay Bond. But again, if you like Green Irish Tweed, but you wanted something fruitier, definitely creamier, this is one to check out. But because it's not that unique of a scent these days, I'm gonna give this the ugly. Let's see what's the most underrated from this house. The most underrated from this house I am going to give to Cooper Square. Now this is one that I hardly ever hear anything about. There were many scents that could get the underrated from this house, but I'm giving it to Cooper Square because I think, this here hardly gets any kind of talk in the fragcom, and this is a classy, boozy, very elegant scent. Definitely one of my go-to for work, office. A beautiful cognac, oriental fougere type scent that's great for dressed up occasions. Definitely gets the underrated from the house. Now let's look and see which one is the most overrated in my opinion. The most overrated of this house will definitely have to go to New Hollom. Now New Hollom gets the most overrated. Again, another one that is a great scent, but there are many options today. When this first came out in 2003, this was like the end-all, be-all gourmandish. At that point, it was hyped to the max, and the fragcom, every reviewer had this fragrance in their top cool weather lists. Not much today. Not so much today. So there's a lot of options for a lot less, price per mil. So all in all, I think this here gets the most overrated from Bond number 9. So that's all I have for you today. This was my take on the great house of Bond number 9. Now, if you could do me a favor, drop your comments down below. Let me know which ones are your faves from this house. Which one are your top most adored ones from Bond number 9? What are your thoughts on this house? Do you think it's one that warrants more fragrances from the ones that I showed you. Is there anything that I'm missing in my lineup that I should definitely check out or have? Okay, so please comment down below. So I'm going to ask you to do one thing for me as well. Drop your comments down below and let me know which good, bad, ugly, underrated, overrated houses you'd like me to cover. Thank you so much for watching. This was Max Forte. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.